everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if he can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week. We the free agency got off to a hot start. We talked about the Nuggets already, but a lot happened in the NBA and still could happen. And that's why we had to be strategic with our posting of our recording, because even in the short amount of time, something could happen. I think, Austin, the big thing right now is Chris Paul. Where does he go? And then Al Horford, as he's still an unrestricted free agent. But I'm pretty sure he's going to go back to the Celtics. However, Chris Paul, to me, is very interesting.
Yeah, Chris Paul, whether or not he re-signs with San Antonio or goes to another organization, will be a good move. I mean, he's still, I think, a player that can be on a championship-level team. You need veterans and also a great passer, something that every team could add. I feel like a lot of people are over-exaggerating on the real addition that the Lakers have made with DeAndre Ayton. Well, their problem before, they had three problems, in my opinion, that were major. One, they didn't have enough shooting around Luka. Two, they didn't have enough rebounding. And three, they didn't have enough paint defense. You solved one of those with DeAndre Ayton. Ayton is a decent rebounder. He's not amazing, but he's decent enough for you to make a good amount of rebounds out of his minutes. But your paint defense did not get better. Ayton has been a notoriously poor defender throughout the entirety of his career, and without other defenders around him in the paint, I don't see how you stop, again, any significant drives or paint guys from just mashing, whether it's Giannis or Jokic or any of those slashing either forwards or guards in the West or East. I still think they have major problems. But I do like the addition because it does solve one of your needs. So I think that's a good start, but it's just at a start.
Yeah, and it really is a stopgap, because if you're the Lakers, I think you have to be thinking about this year of just building the best team as possible as you can in a quick amount of time and forgetting about the future, because there is a reason. I would say there's a good chance Luka is gone and LeBron is gone at the end of this season. Because the Lakers, I think, are struggling to build a team around Luka, and it took the Mavs a while to do it, which is the most frustrating thing for me, is where the Mavs had it. They had the perfect team for Luka and then traded him. And now the Lakers are starting from scratch, but they don't have as much time because you have the pressure of LeBron that he is adding to the team with that tweet of opting in. He's like, and just putting the pressure like, I want to win now. So getting DeAndre Ayton, to me, makes them a better team. But as you said, it does not make them a contender, because I agree, Ayton is not the perfect center for them, as you mentioned, defensively, but he is a good center. So I am really surprised they didn't get Miles Turner. But Miles Turner to the Bucks was shocking, especially with waiving Damian Lillard just after, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago they traded for him. And that was someone Giannis wanted. And I really we have different opinions. I feel like the Dame issue makes it feel like Giannis could be gone. You disagree?
I don't think these moves lend to a Giannis being gone. I don't think that you sign Miles Turner. someone that is more of a win down move if you're trying to move off of Giannis, because it's going to make it harder to contend quickly. Because if you lose Giannis, right, you'd want to rebuild as fast as possible. You want to do what the Cavs did after they lost LeBron, right? But because they turned it around in 4 years, 3 years, and without Giannis, or not 3 years, more like 4 years for the Cavs, because it's really like 22 is when they started 21, 22 when they started to turn around. But if you sign Miles Turner, I don't think you're going to be able to quickly rebound from that. Also, cutting Dame and extending it for 5 years is how long it's going to be instead of the 3-year contract he was on. Again, it extends the amount of time you're going to have to pay off his contract. So you don't want to pay that off. You want to pay that off as soon as possible if you're trying to get better post Giannis. But if you are trying to get better right now, then releasing him and extending the duration of time that you're going to have to spend to pay off his contract, then that's the right move. So I believe they're going to try to win this year. I could still see Giannis be moved at this trade deadline, but if we're talking off-season move, preseason move, I really don't see it.
Okay. Yeah. I that's a great point. I had the opposite reaction because maybe they want Miles Turner to be the star, but I do want Giannis to
I don't
stay
think you
there.
could watch the finals last year and think, oh yeah, Miles Turner is the star to become. He's a solid player. I could see him making an All-Star game in his career, but I highly doubt he'll ever be a star in this league.
Gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, I mean it would be great to see him with the Bucks and Giannis, and then also with Brooke Lopez, who I know he's getting older, but
Well, Brook Lopez is with the Clippers.
oh, he's with the Clippers? Did that they signed him? Wow. Ooh. Okay, so that even explains more why the Bucks would sign, but man, that is interesting from the Clippers.
Yeah, I think it's a
Because
good ad for the Clippers because you have Ivica Zubac to start, but then off the bench, I think you're able to extend. Zubac and Brook Lopez are good defenders, so you're never going to have that defense fall off. It also allows you to kind of maybe get 30 minutes a night out of Zubac and 18 minutes a night of Brook Lopez, maybe 30-20, maybe 28-20. We'll see. They could have some time together because Brook Lopez can stretch the floor, and because of that, you're not going to have it as much. But Brook Lopez isn't the best rebounder in the world, while Zubac is a great rebounder. So if they decide to pair them at the same time, then you could see maybe at the end of games, that could be really daunting because you're not going to really. It's hard to guard both, right? So I like the move for the Clippers because they also need some more shooting around Norman Powell and James Harden and Kawhi. Derrick Jones Jr. was a good shooter last year, but they just didn't have enough shooting around, especially after Nicholas Batum declined his player option.
and it looks like he's returning, and yeah, no, I really like that for the Clippers. I think that's a great move for them to pair Lopez and Zubac. Like that's a great center room. Speaking of great center rooms, you have the Rockets. So they signed Steven Adams to a 3-year extension. Then they also have Clint Capella agree to a 3-year deal. And they also got Dorian Finney-Smith, which to me is a huge blow for the Lakers defensively and shooting. And he'll play a lesser role, I would say, on the Rockets, but the Rockets look to be a deep team.
Yeah, and I think that the Rockets will be defined by their success in the playoffs, not the regular season. I said this before. You don't sign KD to get regular season success, and you don't sign any of the guys they're going to sign to pair with him or trade to pair with him for regular season success. This is going to be based on the playoffs. They were the 2 seed last year, but they only lost. They lost in the first round. So their ability to move past the first round and go further into the playoffs and hopefully for them win a championship is going to be how this roster is.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I'm trying to think of other moves. I guess the big move is the Mavs, or a quote unquote big move is the Mavs signed D'Angelo Russell to kind of be that point guard that fills in while um, Kyrie Irving is out and recovering from his injury. So we'll have to see what happens. Because I don't think that solves the Mavs issue of point guard help with signing D'Angelo Russell.
I do think it solves a good bit because Russell has been an all-star in his career, and you're not expecting him to be a star player. And I think that expectation is noted by both sides, and I think he'll be solid. I think he'll be very good. Will he be exceptional? No. But I think he'll be pretty solid.
All right. And yeah, I think that kind of covers the news. But yeah, I'm really interested because I'm really curious on where Chris Paul goes. And then you also have Al Horford. And then there's just a lot of restricted free agents, um, like Cam Thomas, and then Russell Westbrook as well. But yeah, the main guys are pretty much done and kind of have gone to different teams.
Yeah. And I do think we'll continue to see trades. I don't think the Jazz are done. I don't think there's a couple other teams that are done making moves, especially trade wise. So we'll have to see how those go.
Yeah, and so we will keep you updated on all those moves. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.